I'm going to do a brief reading that's with glasses, without glasses, with glasses, from A Man Named Doll. This is the American edition. If I had the British edition, I would read from that for you, but I don't right now. But the text is the same. So, A Man Named Doll by me, Jonathan Ames. The book is dedicated to Ray Pitt. And here's part one, chapter one. Shelton had always been a hard man to kill, but this time he looked nervous. He came to my shabby little office on a Tuesday in early March 2019. It had been a few weeks since I'd seen him last, and he didn't look good. But that wasn't unusual. He never looked good. He was covered in liver spots like a paisley tie and was built like a bowling pin, round in the middle and meager up top. His head was small. He was in the customer's chair, and I was behind my desk. He was 73, bald and short, and getting shorter all the time. I was 50, Irish and nuts, and getting nuttier all the time. Outside there was a downpour. LA was crying and had been for weeks. The window behind my desk was being pelted. The noise was like a symphony gone mad. It was rainy season, an old-fashioned one, an anomaly. Hadn't rained this long in years, and LA had turned Irish green. The brown scorched hills were soft with new grass, like chest hair on a burn victim. You could almost think that everything was going to be all right with the world. Almost. I'm in a bad way, Hank, Shelton said. That's why I came to see you in person, even in this weather. His tan raincoat was wet and splotched, and looked like the greasy wax paper they use for deli meat. He fished his Pall Malls out of his right pocket and set one on fire. He knew I didn't mind, and it didn't matter anyway. Even when he wasn't smoking, he smelled like he was. His open mouth was like an idling car. Why are you in a bad way, Lou? What's going on? I pushed my ashtray, littered with the ends of joints, closer to his side of the desk. You know I lost the kidney, right? He said. Yeah, of course, I said. I visited you, remember? I took a joint out of my desk drawer, struck a match, and lit up. But I knew I wouldn't get high. I've smoked too much over the years, and I'm saturated with THC. So at this point, it's just a placebo. A placebo that takes the edge off. Makes the nightmare something you don't have to wake up from. You know it's all a dream, even if it's a bad dream. I know, Lou said. I'm just saying, you know I lost one, and now, well, the good kidney, which wasn't that good, is going. And I'm looking at dialysis. And dialysis is a living death. He sucked on his cigarette. Lou Shelton had been smoking 2 packs a day since he was 15. He'd had open heart surgery 3 times and had more stents than fingers. He'd survived mouth cancer and throat cancer and tongue cancer, and his voice was a toss-up between a rasp, a wheeze, and a death rattle. I'd seen him once with his shirt off, and he had a fat scar like an ugly red snake down the middle of his chest. It was a zipper that kept getting open, and from being in hospital so much, he had a more or less permanent case of MRSA, which made him prone to boils on his ass that had to be lanced. And he sucked on the Pall Mall. Like I said, he was a hard man to kill. I think that's all I'll read. It's about 3 minutes, and I hope that's helpful. All right, thanks so much. Here's a little shot of my dog, Fezzik, but he's the basis for George in the book. All right, thank you, and thank you, Pushkin Press. Here I am without the glasses, and once more a Harry call, which is how I always end my readings. And here's a portrait of my dog. Okay, be well, thank you.